everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
This little guy's Popeye. Finally he comes to the videos, and we are the TheRcSaylors. We've been stuck inside with some nasty rain, so we were bringing you guys some cool little quadcopters, just like the one yesterday.
This is the Cheerson CX-10SE.
Yeah, it comes in multiple colors, which is really cool, but we got the little black one. There's a red, purple, and silver quadcopter as well.
This is really cool because we always like when our transmitters come with that kind of rubbery material, and that's what this quad is made out of.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had a quad like that. That's really neat.
Yeah, it's interesting. It does come with optional prop guards as well. So if you're a newer pilot and you're flying inside, I highly recommend these. They look very nice and very bouncy. We probably won't fly with them today just to try to get the longest flight time possible. Comes with 4 spare props and a little, what is that? Is that a prop removing tool?
I think it is, yeah.
Very cool. I like that a lot because a lot of times these little guys, those props are hard to pull off of there. I've really struggled sometimes. You got to use like pliers. But prop removing tool in there. Here is the included USB charger. This does plug right into the quad. Unfortunately, the battery is buried in there. You'd have to take off 4 screws to get to that battery if you wanted to replace it, although it's probably going to be good for hundreds of flights. And then it comes with 2 pieces of instructions here. One tells you how to put the prop guards on and take them off. And then in the booklet, it tells you kind of how to fly it, but also the main thing, it has the labels for the buttons for your transmitter. So, yeah, it looks great. Let's see how it flies. This little guy has an on-off switch, which I like. It just makes it easier to bind. So we'll turn that on. And the lights are solid. Turn transmitter on. Throttle up, throttle down. And we have
That was
power.
weird with the beeping.
They all always have a beeping sequence.
That one was different.
Yeah, different, but there's still a beeping sequence. All right, Popeye's ready, so let's take off. Okay, so I'm noticing every now and then it kind of jitters a little bit, which is, see that little jump that it did? You'll see it occasionally here. I'll point it out if it does it again. It was odd. Oh man, Popeye. I do like the red and blue lights, they look good on here. It's a little bit hard to control, the throttle's a little on the sensitive side. And everything else is pretty feathery though, so let's try to increase the rates. So there's rate 2, which definitely makes it a lot more zippy and easier to control. It really is. With a higher rate, you have more control over it. Let's see if there's one more. 3 rates. Is this going to be a crazy yaw machine? No, it's still pretty slow on the yaw.
The beeping for the changing of rates is really quiet on that transmitter.
It is quiet, yeah. And now we do, I'm going to lower, here, let's go zip around a little bit. Fairly zippy, not a bad rate. Go back down to rate 1. And now let me try a flip. Oh yeah, okay, lost a lot of altitude there. And there's a weird, see that little jump it did? Try again. It just doesn't feel like I have full authority over this, especially in comparison to some other micros that we've had on the channel. I mean, I'm good, I can fly it, but it almost feels like a bit of a struggle to keep it in the air rather than just enjoying flying it. I think Abby will be a true test to this one.
No!
Let's see.
You can't even fly it like that good.
Questionably.
Fly it a couple more minutes. So let's see if the battery's life is left.
Okay, I mean, that's it though. There's 3 rates, and then there's flips. So that's all the functionality. That's really all you need in a micro like this. But to be extremely honest, when comparing this to like that Ishii E012 that we just did, you know, this one is much harder to fly. So if I had to pick between the 2, you're going to go with something like that Ishii. But this still functions really well. I mean, if you have it, I wouldn't say, you know, try to get rid of it or anything. It's still a good quadcopter, but it's a bit of a struggle. Here it is hands-free except for throttle management. You know, it's a good little flyer, but you notice how it kind of decided to go in different directions on its own. It's going to the right a little, going forward a little. It started to drift off to the left some the last time. There's no way you can trim that out. It's always going to kind of pick a random direction. It's just not extremely stable. Now it's going left on its
Can you
own.
calibrate it?
Let's, I'll land it, and usually it's like down and out. There. It's calibrated now. It was weird. It was throttled down and to the left and the right stick up and to the left, which is a weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, so it's calibrated, but the point of what I'm saying is it hovers fine for a couple seconds and then it drifts off in a random direction. I don't think that has to do with calibration. It's going to do the exact same thing. It's the flight controller on board. Just is cheap. It's just not a super accurate flight controller. So it's calibrated, and I'm drifting off to my face this time. So if I stop it and let it hover here, and I just do a hover, now it's going forward to you. You see what I mean? It's flying in random directions. You're always having to fight it just a little bit. So I'll try to hover here. There's a hover, and now it's going. It's
like it hovers and then it just decides to go. That's really weird.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do a hover again. And now it's going to the right a lot on its own. And then see, it dropped out. So, I mean, I have to be honest with you guys, when we come across something, I'm not going to say this is a dud, because it's not. It's working, it's flying, it's pretty fun. It's got cool lights and, you know, it's doing a pretty good job. But if it's about $15 or $20, and we've had others on the channel that are about $15 or $20 that just blow it out of the water, I really don't want to recommend this one to you when there's something that could be so much better. Just the other day, we did the Eachine 012, and it flew exactly as expected, and then some. It was a really good quadcopter, so go check out that video and see how it performs on our channel, and then maybe buy that. This one is just not all there. Cheerson just selling a cheap quad just to make sure, just as a cheap quad. Little bit more quality control, increase the price by $1, and you'd have had a winner on your hands. But this one is just definitely one you can pass on. See, now it's drifting off to the left.
That's so strange.
Yeah. The flips were a bit of a struggle too. I'll do another flip here for you, since we still have some battery left. Oh, it wouldn't do it. See the blinking blue lights?
Is that it for the battery?
That's it for the battery. So all of the information, the red lights are always solid, even in the binding process. The blue lights tell you everything you need to know. I kind of wish all the lights were blinking, because usually, as a new pilot, and even myself during most of that flight, I'm flying with the quad facing away from me so that my controls are of that orientation. So I like having the information blinking on the back. The blue lights are a bit dimmer than the red lights, and they're always facing away from you unless you're flying towards you, which is harder to do. So I think that I would have liked to have seen that information blinking on the back lights as well. I don't see why they wouldn't have included that. Things that I liked about this are the fact that it has an on-off switch, making it easy to turn on and off as opposed to plugging a battery into it and binding it up that way. It did fly and it flew okay. I like the size. It's a good size quad for inside flying only. And it comes with the prop guards, so if you happen to get one of these, you'll have some fun with it and maybe you could learn to fly on it some. But there are just others on the market that will outperform this in that price range. So if you are really wanting to know if you should buy this or not, I'd say pass and go check out some others on our channel. We'll have a link in the description box below though if you want to check it out for yourself. Maybe they'll drop the price and have it on sale. Who knows? Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye!